Hey, Angela and Madison. My name is Adia Rogers. I was born and raised right here in Greenville, North Carolina. I graduated from East Carolina University with a communication degree concentrating in public relations and journalism. My dad is black and my mom is black, so I cut my hair back in 2009, cut all of my relaxer out, I big chopped, and I will say that it was very much so a transition and a journey for me. The reaction to my cutting my hair was mixed, including from my own parents and my family, but I had to quickly come to grips with my hair and what it does, the way it is, and how I was going to handle, rocking it, how I was going to handle the work environment, how I was going to handle myself and my thoughts about it going forward. It wasn't always easy, but I definitely can say it has been worth it. One of the things that I quickly had to come to grips with was the fact that my hair and the way that I choose to wear it is not a reflection of my worth or my work, but instead it's an expression of who I am as an individual. So when I saw your video last night, I was a bit perplexed, and so I have some points that I'd like to share with you and the viewing audience that I think should be taken into consideration regarding the advice that you gave Madison on her work project for school. The first piece of advice, or the first point that I'd like to mention, is that there are plenty of ways that Madison could wear her hair without altering its texture by straightening it. And I really, really wish you would have offered those suggestions to her, or offered that as a point of research for her, is to find out if there are some other ways for her to wear her hair that does not require her straightening it. One of the first things that she could have done was use a curl defining cream, and there are lots out there on the market, lots of great ones that would have perhaps minimized some of the volume of her hair without altering its texture, and also would have given her tremendous curl definition. She also could have worn her hair in some sort of amazing updo or a bun that would have been extremely professional for the work environment. Simply Googling those kinds of images or looking on Pinterest. Pinterest is a great resource for work appropriate or business appropriate natural hairstyles. So Angela, for me, the issue with recommending straightening her hair is that it could potentially lead to what we know in the natural hair community as heat damage, meaning that when Madison wants to wash her hair and have it return to its naturally curly, beautiful state that it's in, there may be sections or pieces or parts of her hair that don't revert back to its natural curl pattern, that they actually stay straight. And the only remedy for that is to cut your hair. So I just really wanted to caution us about thinking that the only way to have a professional hairstyle is to straighten our hair, because if you don't go to a professional that is concerned about the health and maintaining your hair, it could lead to something that you may not want to happen, and that may be cutting your hair off or cutting your hair a lot shorter than you really want to at this point in your life. The second point I think is a little bit more serious, and I feel like conformity in this area can lead to compliance and other more serious matters. So for this, I really wanted to consult some expertise and some definitions. I'm huge on definitions. And so I went to the EEOC website to see what the definition of sexual harassment was. And this is the definition verbatim from the site. You can go back and check me in it, and then I'll tell you what concerned me about the advice and about the environment that this creates based on this definition. So, sexual harassment, according to the EEOC website, says it is unlawful to harass a person, an applicant or employee, because of that person's sex. Harassment can include sexual harassment or unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature. Harassment does not have to be of a sexual nature, however, and can include offensive remarks about a person's sex. For example, it is illegal to harass a woman by making offensive comments about women in general. Both victim and the harasser can either be a woman or a man, and the victim and harasser can be the same sex. Although the law doesn't prohibit simple teasing, offhand comments, or isolated incidents that are not very serious, harassment is illegal when it is so frequent or severe that it creates a hostile or offensive work environment, or when it results in an adverse employment decision, such as the victim being fired or demoted. The harasser can be the victim's supervisor, a supervisor in another area, a coworker, or someone who is not an employee of the employer, such as a client or customer. So the primary point that strikes me in this federal definition is that the incident could be classified as sexual harassment if it is so severe that it creates a hostile or offensive work environment because it results in an adverse employment decision. I do believe insinuating that the texture of hair affecting a grade on an assignment qualifies as an adverse decision. Also, if you feel entitled to comment on my hair, where does the critique on my physical appearance end? We're not talking about a sanitary or hygienic issue that's required for a medical or a food or restaurant environment. What this ultimately boils down to is a standard of beauty. I will acquiesce and say that there are people, a lot more people than I'm comfortable with, that believe that straight and long hair especially, is the standard of beauty. This viewpoint is archaic and it frankly is demeaning. Again, straight hair is not the standard of beauty, nor is it an illustration of your ability to do a job, the effectiveness or accuracy of an assignment, or an indication of the effectiveness of your work product. Even in broadcast journalism, there should be no place for the texture of someone's hair to matter in decisions regarding their work or their work product. The advice was not to pull your hair back or to somehow minimize the volume of the curls. It was to alter its texture. The texture of the hair in and of itself is not a distraction. My friends will tell you I'm conservative on a lot of things, but the texture of my hair and how I choose to wear it is not one of them. There are so many styles that can be worn by those of us who do not have chemically straightened hair that are both professional, hygienic, sanitary, whatever your issues are with hair that is highly textured. There are plenty of hairstyles that are appropriate and professional that can be worn. My next point is the people that you're catering to now as regards to determining how people wear their hair and the texture of it are not going to be the ones that are watching the news in 10 to 20 years. So I get it. Broadcast media is about dollars and cents. It's about the bottom line. And I also understand that perhaps the primary demographic watching the news right now are the baby boomers. But if you alienate generations like mine, which is a Gen X, and later generations by requiring or strongly suggesting that they change their physical appearance in order to be more palatable and to make others feel comfortable, if you alienate us by doing this now, it's going to be very, very hard to get us back. When that baby boomer generation is starting to diminish and to die out, it's going to be hard to get us back because we're going to always remember that our appearance as it is not sufficient to do the job that you want to hire us to do. But more than your opinion or Madison's ultimate decision, I really had to speak out because I'm concerned about the confusing impression that messages like this send to our little brown girls and boys about the way that they wear their hair. This is a conflicting message than the one their community, that their parents, their family, the people that they grow up with are trying to send them. children don't understand the complexities of life. They don't understand all of the layers, the dynamics, and the dimensions of situations like this in the workplace or in other environments. What they do understand, though, is that Mommy and Daddy and Cousin Judy and Auntie May have told me how beautiful I was, have told me how beautiful my hair is. But look, Mommy, the lady on TV says that my hair in a state that it's currently in is inferior, should be changed in order because that's what someone else likes. So in order for me to do well in school or to please others and get a job, I have to change what you say, Mommy and Daddy and Cousin May, Cousin and Aunt Judy, is beautiful about me in order to do these things. Really? So I had to speak up and I had to speak out. Not because of you, Angela, or for Madison, but for those that are coming behind you. If we always wait for someone else to make the change, if we wait until we get to a certain place or position in our lives, but then we still don't make the changes in culture necessary, then who is going to do it? I'm here for all of the little ones that are coming after us. We have to make a change in our culture and a change in our expectations. We should not be judged by the color of our skin or by the texture of our hair, but by the content of our character and the work product that we produce. Thank you. Again, my name is Adia Rogers, Greenville native and resident. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share. Please like, share, and comment. Take care and be blessed.